Welcome anyone to the Gaming Chamber podcast. This is Everett, to be skilled, aka Everett. Another week of podcasting. Yay! What now? We're on 3 weeks in a row. Well, it's episode 9, but we're on what 3 weeks in a row now. We're on a streak, actually.
Maybe we're gonna kill-tacular someday.
Let's kill-tacular someday. Yeah, and as Devin pointed out, which I'll obviously introduce him right now. Episode 9. I was just trying to say we're on a 3-week streak, but he had to interrupt me with his shit. So yeah, go ahead, introduce yourself, Devin. Go ahead.
How's it going?
JJ? Oh, he might actually be gone. I don't see him moving. Oh. Also joining me, JJ. You want to say what's up?
Yeah, what's up?
As I said, yeah. So 3rd week. We're starting to get into more. What's the word? Like a rhythm going on here. Oh yeah, it's probably not a good idea to be doing this difficulty.
Damn it. No, we just spawned in a fucking area.
So, yeah, as you can tell, if you're listening, I can't even fucking get away. We're playing Helldivers on a harder difficulty, and we landed on a lot of bugs. But, that's just gonna have to be...
That's the price you pay for democracy.
The price you pay for democracy. Why can't I... Okay. Alright, let's just continue on.
Oh, damn it.
So, yeah. Episode 9 of the podcast. Gonna talk about some gaming stuff. Not a lot. I mean, there's a lot, but not major stuff. I guess maybe unless you count maybe one game releasing as a major thing. We'll get to that. Oh, we will get to that. But before we get into all that, let's talk about what we've been playing. JJ, you been playing anything different besides Helldivers?
Battlefront collection.
Which?
And that's really it. Not too much.
Okay, we'll wait on your thoughts about Battlefront until we get to that. Yeah. Devin.
Oh yeah.
No, just Battlefront and Helldivers too. Didn't have a lot of time this week, so just those 2 games. I mean, like at night we've been mainly playing Helldivers, so it's fun.
Yeah. And same for me, Helldivers. Play some of that Battlefront. Although I've been playing some Destiny recently because they're doing the Guardian games. Oh yeah, actually I do want to talk about that. I just want to bring that up briefly because it's Tuesday they're bringing it out. They're gonna in Destiny they're gonna have a Ghostbusters pack, which I am super looking forward to. As just an absolute Ghostbusters fan, you give me Ghostbusters stuff in a game, or I have the games or whatever.
You could slap a Ghostbusters sticker on a turd, and you'd be like, "Yeah."
I'd be like, "This is the greatest."
I want
turd.
the collector edition.
Yeah, I want the collector edition right now. Give that to me. How much? All my money? Okay. Which, for anyone who might not know, there's a new Ghostbusters movie coming out this week. I actually have tickets. I'm gonna go see it this Thursday. I am way too excited.
Nice.
Way too excited for that.
Oh, fuck.
So
yeah,
yeah,
I think we're in a volcano shit that's actually blowing stuff up right now, actually.
Oh, that one makes some sense. But yeah, like I said, I've been playing some Destiny because the Guardian games, I wanted to just get through some of that. But yeah, not much else. Helldivers. Till I don't even know. Actually, I probably will stop playing Helldivers once, I think it's April 9th it's coming out. It's going to be like I think we're going to have to go on to this lower difficulty for this, because we're not doing too well in this gameplay. But I think it's April 9th. Destiny's going to have, it's called Into the Light. It's not an expansion, it's just going to be like their, not an event, it's just like their content thing that they're going to do leading up to the Final Shape expansion pack. So I'll probably be playing that at least a good amount. I don't know if they'll have story content because I think this Tuesday they're going to talk about what they have in store for Into the Light. So they're going to this Tuesday, the next Tuesday, and the next Tuesday. So I'm assuming they're just going to talk about maybe story stuff, then maybe multiplayer stuff, and maybe endgame stuff. I'm not. I'd have to look it up if they've already discussed what they're going to be talking about. I don't necessarily know what each thing is going to be about. Yeah. So there's the Destiny news to get out of the way, I guess. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get into this last week of gaming news, because, like I said, there's a lot, but not like major stuff. We didn't have anything like, the Nintendo Direct or the PlayStation. I'm forgetting what they call it. PlayStation State of Play, or the Xbox Direct or anything like that. So, all right. Just first thing up. I actually haven't seen it, even though I asked you guys earlier before we started recording the podcast if you guys seen it. The Spider-Man multiplayer game gameplay trailer for that capsule Spider-Man game, the multiplayer game. Like I said, I actually didn't see it, so I'll leave it up to you guys to kind of talk about what you saw and what was it. But yeah, it was a canceled game, multiplayer Spider-Man. I think I saw, from what I did see, there was 4 players, right?
Yeah.
It was 5 players. It was 5 players. There's a weird amount, but yeah, it's good. Glad they didn't.
I mean, for a Spider-Man game, it kind of doesn't make sense to do multiplayer, I think.
Well, multiverse, but okay. No, it's gotta just be repetitive. It's just do the same shit. It just be like.
I think that's why it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like it looked like it would be like a fucking Suicide Squad, like just kind of not very fun to do with your friends.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing about Spider-Man is like the narrative around it. Like that's supposed to be like the appeal of the game, is like the narrative and like like all of like Sony stuff. It's like the narrative, and so that's kind of killing one of the large selling points.
That's that's exactly what I'm saying.
I agree.
I think for a Spider-Man game, when you're playing it, yeah, there's a certain, I don't know, like it just seems like it. For a Spider-Man game, it only fits into like a certain style of game and genre, like single player action adventure open world probably is what Spider-Man games have to always be. They've been that way for a long time.
Tornadoes?
Yep. But they've been that way for a long time. Like, if you go back to like the Ultimate Spider-Man game on the original Xbox, Spider-Man Web of Shadows, even like they were doing that with like the Amazing Spider-Man games, right? Like they were open world, or at least open-ish enough. This game is going to kill me. So I don't know. Adding multiplayer, I don't think really works. I just, it's you can't do like that kind of narrative based on Spider-Man in a multiplayer setting.
Not as a side-on thing. Maybe like that's what they primarily focused on. Maybe we could do a good one, but not like, oh yeah, here's a Spider-Man 2, get all this good story, and then it's like, hey, let's just add multiplayer for it for shits and giggles.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering like how much money they waste on that.
I landed right in the fire pit, so.
I'm just curious, like how long down the road. I mean, obviously, if there's like it's like a leaked trailer, like you obviously like spent a decent
that
amount
must
of
have
change
been
on that.
And this is going back to that whole Sony like trying to like after that push where what's his name, Jim Ryan was like, yeah, let's do some live service games and all that stuff to just like go back to like, yeah, we're not doing that now. Obviously, there was the Last of Us multiplayer game that got canceled, stuff like that. So it makes sense that this probably was never gonna see the light of day. Excuse me. Was never gonna see the light of day. So That's what could have been. You never know. Maybe the game might have been fun, but like I said, I just don't think first fight. You know, it might have been fun just if you were, you know, you're just four idiots swinging around the city. But I think that's
Yeah,
just,
I think it would have been.
but that's just, you know, like at that point, you know.
It can only be so much fun.
Yeah, it can only go so far before you're like.
You'd get tired of it.
Yeah.
The shtick would wear off.
Pretty quickly, I think, too.
Damn it.
So, yeah.
It's for the best.
Probably for the best, yeah. Alright, we'll go ahead and move on to the next thing. I knew that one was going to be like a long topic. Todd Howard, in reference to the Fallout TV show, told them specifically what not to have in the show, because he wanted to avoid stuff that will show up in Fallout 5. So obviously this is simultaneously talking about they are, at least in some small capacity maybe, actively working on the next Fallout game. But also too that, like, you know, Todd Howard's involved in this. They want to try and make sure Fallout TV shows, I guess, gonna be popular with fans or something. You know, like that. It's obviously gonna be a good show. People are gonna enjoy it. That's what they want.
I think it's going to be pretty decent. I mean, I like Walter Grogs as an actor, so I think he's going to do a good job.
Which is that one? Is he the...
He's playing the mutant dude.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the ghoul, right? Okay, that was the guy.
The ghoul dude, yeah. Yeah, I like him in things like have you seen him in Justified? He was pretty good in that.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Justified all the way through. I watched episodes here and there. He was in Sons of Anarchy. He played a transgender person. He's pretty good in that though. He wasn't that good in that Ant-Man. He was in the second Ant-Man movie, right?
Was anybody good in that movie?
That's a whole other thing. He was in the Tomb Raider movie, wasn't he?
I think so. He was also
I think I heard
in that. What was that? Westworld. He was also in Westworld too.
I'm dead.
I did not know he was in Westworld. Oh shit. Huh. That is genuinely surprising to me. So yeah, no. Like I said, I think it makes sense that they probably were like, you know what? Let's make sure Todd is involved in this. You know. Oh, we didn't actually talk about it. I kind of wanted to talk about it first. We actually have talked about it. Obviously, there was the Halo show. You know, it's obviously not been received the best. That's probably partly due to
That is so fucking awesome.
to just who they're gonna have running it and everything. Having Todd Howard involved in the Fallout TV show, to me, this, as far as I know, this means that yeah, he's like heavily involved because he's telling them what not to put in and everything. And it's Amazon. Amazon's obviously, when it comes to having TV shows and everything,
They have more money than God.
They have more they have more money than God. But they're generally pretty good at releasing stuff. I don't think I've seen too many bad TV shows or shows from
I thought Lord of the Rings sucked ass.
So that one,
That's
why I said not too many. That's why I said not too many. I didn't say none.
But like Invincible and
Invincible's good.
The Boys.
The Boys. I don't know if have you guys seen the Terminal List? That show was great.
A lot of people like that Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Like, I
yeah,
never watched
a lot
it,
of people liked it.
Really good review.
Yeah, there was Good Omens. People loved that show. Jack
Upload
Reacher.
is them too, right?
Upload.
They just got a thing called Hazbin Hotel. It's like a adult cartoon show. I watched the first episode on YouTube, and then I think Amazon got them to be on Prime. So
yeah,
cool.
they generally put out good shows. Yeah, the Lord of the Rings show, not so much, but I mean,
it's a big following though too as well.
I mean, like for them to have one bad show, you know,
one dude. Two Worlds. Oh, that's a game then. Never mind.
Hell, even like
Two Worlds might be the best video game of all time.
No, there's
But
another
even
one.
like what was that?
Fuck,
What's
there's one that Amazon made.
Gen V? Like the spin-off show from the boys is good too.
The boys.
Yeah, the spin-off show.
It,
Like I said, they generally put out good stuff. I don't, they don't really put out.
they better.
Stuff.
They got the fucking money.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean,
Yeah,
that's why I do have high
money,
hopes.
they still done
I do
shit.
have high hopes for the Fallout show. So, and it looks good. Like from the trailers and everything that they showed, looks like it's gonna be good. So. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. This one's probably going to be more me and Devin because, yeah, we played a pretty good amount. The Multiverses game, they're bringing it back. It's launching May 28th. Because they delisted it, right?
Yeah.
Because it was like in beta and all that stuff.
You could buy shit for it. There had season passes you could buy. Like, nope. Like, that's why people were pissed when they delisted it. You could buy shit for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Ark wasn't like same thing. It wasn't beta for like fucking God knows how many years.
Yeah, but you don't
Made
get
an
to keep any
expansion.
stuff.
Did they not really keep it all?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you're just fucked. Like, you don't get any of your stuff.
yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But
I'm pretty sure I remember them saying, like, you're not going to get any of your stuff. I'm just like, damn.
They would have slapped in the face, dude. Oh well.
Well, yeah, so the full game is relaunching May 28th. I mean, I was looking forward to it when did it come out? In beta and everything. That wasn't last year. That might have been 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, I think I still live in my old apartment. You guys were playing. That thing was like kind of like popping off.
Yeah, it was fun though. I mean, it's it's a Smash clone. But with
I wish
WB
you
characters.
fucking joined doing the Braun was, and I should have played that. He was my shit in my main, dude.
Shaggy man. I'm a Shaggy man.
That's typical. Fucking basic as bitch.
I mean, it's Shaggy. I love that they had that whole like him going
The meme?
Super Saiyan thing. Yeah. Like he's reaching his peak power or whatever it was. I don't know. Devin, are you looking forward to playing it again, or are you even gonna probably play it again, or you're just gonna be like, time has passed?
I might play it again. I might play it again. I'm not really like again like I'll probably play it when I get a chance, but I'm not like gonna probably hop on day one. But it's not a big game, so just having it on my console just to kind of have like a Smash
clone.
game there. I mean, just to have it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, just to have like okay, cool. Yeah, let's play a couple matches and stuff like that. I mean, because the big thing is,
it was kind of fun to just.
Yeah.
I can't even remember who I used to use all the time. Like, who was I using?
Harley Quinn.
Batman.
Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn.
Oh.
You're Harley Quinn. You're a Harley Quinn player? Oh my.
He is Harley Quinn. I remember that.
Well, I played whoever was
You're
kind
Bugs
of
Bunny. You played Bugs Bunny.
I don't remember who was like the meta player, basically. Oh no! No!
No one. I
You
used Superman.
Superman. I was gonna say
Was
no.
it?
Yeah, you used Superman. You were Harley Quinn at first, and then you figured out that Superman just was kind of broken.
Yeah, I could like fly off the map, grab people, and then like punch them, and then just like fly back.
So yeah, you figured out how to be like broken with him, and we won a lot of fucking matches with him. Like, I'm just gonna take you off the map, and that's it. It was pretty funny. It's actually extremely hilarious. But yeah. So yeah, that game's coming back. Yeah, we don't have to stay too long on this. We could go ahead and go on to the next thing. This might not be that long of a show this week. We're kind of already halfway through our what happened this week. I said not that long, or not that like the news stories for this week are not that big. There's a lot that happened, but stuff that's just like, oh yeah, this is cool. This is cool. This is The next thing, Stig Asmussen. I don't know if you guys do know who that is. I know I was saying it earlier before we started recording. Like you guys might not know who he is, but he started a new studio, Giant Skull. They're making an action adventure, like I think single player game. But Stig Asmussen, he was the game director for God of War 2. And I believe he was the game director for the first Star Wars Jedi game. I want to say he was director for that too. Yeah, he was. So obviously he has a certain style of game that he likes to be director of. You know, those character action games. Mm-hmm. God of War 2. Star Wars. But yeah, they're Giant Skull Studios. Kind of a weird name. What are you? So we'll go to you, Devin, because I know you and I were the bigger like God of War fans specifically. You hoping it'd be like similar to maybe like that, or more similar to Star Wars or something?
I don't know.
Or you think you would rather see him do something a little different, maybe?
If he wants to do something similar to like the first couple of God of Wars, that'd be sweet. Because I mean, I just hope it's not like obviously God of War and Ragnarok, they like play well and stuff. But I don't know. Yeah, if he wants to go more like back to old school God of War, because in my head when you say God of War, initially my head just went to
no.
Like
so
the new stuff.
if you look at
that's why I know like initially, but I know you like earlier said like it's God of War 2, so but yeah, it's like if you can make something similar to that.
No, yeah.
That'd
So
be cool.
the first 3 God of War, I don't know who did Ascension. The first one was David Jaffe. The second one was him, and Cory Barlog was the third one, or maybe actually Cory Barlog was the second one, and the third one was Stig Asmussen. Actually, you know what? I think Stig Asmussen might have done the third one. I think Cory Barlog might have been God of War 2. And then Cory Barlog obviously did God of War reboot.
Yeah.
I don't know who did Ragnarok.
Just real quick, like a little bit, like this thing came up like breaking news a little bit. Sorry to this kind of pivot, but like we're talking about like God of War Sony game. So Sony has paused production of the PSVR 2 headset.
Yeah, I just saw that.
And they said it's till it clears the backlog of unsold units, and on their end they're like doubting if like the appeals of virtual reality on their side. So we could be seeing the death of PSVR right now.
Honestly, you know what? We'll go ahead and move on to that. I was wondering, like, should we talk about that, or should we wait to see for a little bit more? Because yeah, there was that talk of, or not talk, but that report that they were like slowing production or halting production on the VR, but nothing came out of why they were doing it. Right? It was just they were halting production. So yeah, I just saw that literally right like 10 minutes before we started. Like we got into the Discord chat that they were
stop. Damn.
Because they're like, oh shit, we have too many on the shelf. We can't keep
because they're
these.
more than the fucking console, bro.
There was?
Yeah.
Like because the PSVR costs more. $550 for like.
Well, okay. So I mean, yeah, I know that they cost a lot. But the thing is, like, let's be honest here. I had, what was it called? I had the Facebook one. I don't remember, what is it?
MetaQuest.
MetaQuest? I had the MetaQuest one. You know, and it was fun. Don't get me wrong. I had that Star Wars. We've talked about this before. Yeah. I had that Star Wars Vader game on it, and it was pretty awesome. Like, I didn't believe in that whole, like, damn, you feel like you're in the game or whatever kind of thing. Like, it feels like you're in the game with your, visually or whatever. But playing it, I was like, oh, wow. It felt like when Vader was in front of me, like, I could reach out and touch his fucking, whatever, his chest
nipples
thing. Yeah, his nipples. And he would obviously kill me. So yeah, but VR's VR is a fad. Like
Where'd you go?
PlayStation. Yeah, exactly. PR. VR is a fad. PlayStation. It's just like with Microsoft leaning into motion control stuff with their Kinect. That was not a good idea on their part because motion controls were never going to be like the new thing. They were never going to become like, oh yeah, this is what's taking over for good. Same thing with VR.
Because real gamers want stuff that's like precise, and the issue with like, I mean, like going like with the Kinect, like you would do things, you're like, I'm waving my arm, like do it, like what are you doing? So
But
it's just like
it's not even that. Like, I know it's like the stereotype, but it's probably true in a sense too. You don't want to play a game and have to like move around your body. You just want to sit down, put the controller in your hand, and play. I mean, like, that was the thing with motion controls and the Kinect and everything. And with VR, yeah, you have to actually move around. It's not just with a controller. You have to actually get up and move your body. And maybe the stereotype is proven true. Like, that, yeah, gamers don't want to do that. Like, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's fun to, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna, like, for me, like I said, I played that Vader game. Yeah, I'll play it, and I played it for like a half hour or whatever. But at the end, I'm like, okay, cool. Now I just want to play Helldivers.
Engaging terminal.
Like, yeah, maybe it's all proving true that like it's just that's not what they want to do. They don't want motion controls. They don't want VR headsets. They just want controllers and a TV screen, or in the case of those fucking weirdos, a keyboard and mouse. So
the PC Master Race.
The PC mustard race, yeah. So I mean, it is what it is, I think. And the fact that like that's why they have to stop production on it or halt production, slow it down, because they just can't sell them fast enough. But yeah, you're right about like how much it costs. That obviously doesn't help. Like,
yeah, I mean, like the MetaQuest is cheaper, and I don't know how. I think it's like $400. I think.
Yeah, I think the thing was like got a $100 price raise, depends on like which gig, but still, like it was not bad of a deal, like $300 to $200 for a head quest. Like I said, I only played it for Resident Evil 4 and Beat Saber, and that's it. Like a few games, I think that'll be fine. I think I bought the PSVR 1, and it's just for Resident Evil 7. It was fun as shit. Am I gonna use it again? Fuck no. Like, it was fun for what it did.
Yeah,
like, I was tempted to get a PSVR 2 for Resident Evil 8 and 4 and shit, but when I saw the price, I said, oh, fuck that.
Well,
but,
see, this is the thing.
Again,
I'm
like, look
glad.
at Half-Life Alyx did the same shit. Steam made that fucking everyone in a Half-Life 3, next Half-Life game, VR only.
But here's the thing, like, I'm glad that Microsoft kind of fell on its face with
Fucked
Kinect.
off the HoloLens.
And then, yeah, they had that HoloLens thing, and obviously because I'm pretty sure the failure of the Kinect ended up, like, affecting, like, you know what, let's just not do this. In a way, I'm kind of glad that the Kinect was a failure, because it showed, like, you know what, let's just, no. They just want a controller and with a TV screen in front of them. We're not gonna... Like, them moving toward, like, having
Get ready to get the fuck out.
Yeah. Them moving toward, like, having streaming as like, one of their bases, their big, like, pushes, makes more sense. Because you're still going to play a game, you need a controller to play
Streaming eventually, once internet becomes...
Yeah, once internet
like,
speeds are
reliable
more...
for everybody.
Yeah. That makes more sense to, like, push toward. But Sony has had this thing where it's like, let's do something, let's have this, like,
Well, they don't really support it that great. It's like
The
they know how to
Vita?
support their consoles, but yeah, like with Vita, even the PSP at the end, like They just got they're not supporting their products as good as they could.
But I also think that
I
think their choice in when it comes to not, like stuff that's not their console, I think their choice in like not hardware, but like their what's the word that I'm looking for? They're like devices or whatever that aren't going to be the PlayStation console.
Oh God.
Main.
Yeah.
The PlayStation VR it's obviously it can be fun. It's fun, you know, and it's apparently not a bad VR headset and everything. But at the end of the day, it's a VR headset, and that's not gonna like last, especially when you want to charge as much as a console, basically. And it's the same thing like they have their what's it called, the PlayStation Portal. Like, why would someone want? Like when we talked about this, what I want to say like a month ago or something, maybe 3 weeks ago or whatever it was, we had talked about the PlayStation Portal, and it was it, or maybe we weren't talking about the PlayStation Portal. I think we might have been talking about the Wii U, and the PlayStation Portal came up, or something like that, vice versa, whatever. But it's just that, like, the Wii U failed for a reason. You know, obviously there wasn't great support for it, but like nobody wants to like have this thing where it's like you can play your games on it, and like you have to stay within the console's reach, basically. And I know that like you can like just connect to the internet, right? Like let's say you're at a hotel room or something, and the PlayStation Portal's supposed to work, isn't it? Because it's just like that.
Yeah.
But that's also the problem. It doesn't just like, oh, I could just like play anywhere. I have to be connected to the internet. And so, you know, PlayStation just has this knack of like, we're gonna try and have this awesome device, but we're either A, not gonna support it, or B, it's gonna have this weird like choice. And in the case of the Vita, both. We're not gonna support it, and there's gonna be weird choices with like proprietary memory cards and like the touch controls that not every game was gonna use and everything. They need to learn to. Maybe this is what's gonna spur them to just like, yeah, we'll just focus on like our console. Maybe we'll make an awesome controller. I mean, they have their what is it called, the DualSense Edge.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're gonna start focusing more on like core gamer stuff, quote unquote core gamer stuff. But I don't know, like.
Yeah, I'll buy a PSVR 2, and it's like $250.
Yeah, I know, because that's the thing. I've actually been wanting to get a PSVR, but I'm like, I don't want to spend that much money for a fucking VR headset. Like if it got lowered down to like it's on sale for $200, maybe even $250, I'd be like, you know what, fuck it, okay. But yeah, it's just I don't know. But yeah, you're probably right on like this has to be signaling that like the VR's probably not going to last very long now.
Yeah,
it's probably
what? Because like, what killer like? Because to sell it, I mean, like all the Sony fanboys are like, well, why buy an Xbox? There's nothing to play for it. Like, what PSVR game is coming out? It's not like you have a God of War, or like, God, can you like I don't know. People would probably get like hella motion sickness or something. I don't know. But like, if you had a Spider-Man VR game, instead of making a multiplayer VR game, why didn't you have Insomniac trying to do a Spider-Man VR game? Like, I've seen like knockoff ones that people have, like, and they look pretty cool. Like, people like throw people off. Like, I mean, like they're fakes or like Wish or Temu Spider-Mans, and they're like throwing people off building and stuff. They can like catch them and stuff like that. Like, how cool would it have been if they had a fucking Marvel Spider-Man VR game?
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, I could not get up, but yeah. Like, instead of making a multiplayer, make a Who knows? But yeah, there's no killer app coming out that's gonna save the VR. No, there's not gonna be something that people are gonna be like, oh yeah, like this is what's gonna get me go out right now and buy a PSVR.
Yeah, I can't think of one. That's the thing. When you're gonna price it the way you price it, you've got to make it super enticing. It can't just be, oh, it's a VR game.
Imagine if
and
you had like a God of War, you're just like you swinging your arms out, you just see the chains like from like God of War 1 through 3 in Ascension. Just you see the chains flying out. Like how cool would that be? But now you're like we have the only first party VR game that we have right now is Horizon. Like cool. Like it's cool, like you can shoot the bows and all the other fun stuff, but like why aren't you also pumping out like you could I don't know, maybe farm out some of the production to another first like party studio. I don't know.
I don't know.
Make like a Resistance or some shit, or like fucking one of those ones, Killzone games.
See, that's
like
the
VR,
thing.
like bring that shit.
Actually, see, that's what they should be doing. They should be like, you know what?
God.
Let's bring back Killzone. We'll make it a VR game. You know, PSVR 2 exclusive. And Killzone is back.
Or SOCOM, bring SOCOM back.
Or SOCOM. And yeah, you just have a first-person shooter. That's like the easiest thing to do. And well, I say specifically Killzone because that seems to be like one of the biggest IP that like people have been like, we want that back. We want that back. Actually, maybe Resistance.
Great.
I think Resistance might actually be the biggest one. Because like, especially too, because Insomniac seems to do that. Like, oh,
when people love Parappa the Rappa, you could have a Parappa the Rappa rhythm game like Beat Saber.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do something. But no, you're like, all we do is like we're just gonna. This is the same thing they did with the Vita. They had like an Uncharted launch title, and they have Horizon as a launch title for the VR2, and then they support it with little to no first-party support throughout the whole rest of the life cycle of the console. Like the Vita had Uncharted, now is like. So you're telling me the PSP got 2 God of War games and the Vita gets 0? Cool. That's awesome.
I thought the Vita got one. It's just a remastered or something, like, you know, port.
Yeah.
They really get shit.
There was no exclusive God of War Vita game. Like there wasn't really any.
They had the ports of the two PSP
ports, but I mean,
but they didn't have like
its own thing though.
Yeah.
No, there was no God of War. There was a. I think they got a Little Big Planet. I think the Vita got a Little Big Planet, but like, what much?
Yeah, the Vita. It sucks because the
Vita
Vita was.
Hill one too.
It sucks because the Vita was so good. It was a very cool like little thing to have, but you just
worthy choice.
didn't have anything after. Like,
you can use it as a controller for your PS4.
Yeah, that was true. It's just like after like that first year, it just didn't have anything on the Vita.
Mm-hmm.
What else is this? Sony just makes something so the fucking diehard fans can just buy it.
Synchronized.
So.
Yeah.
Clearly, because they fucking re-released Last of Us 3 times. So.
Yeah.
Of course, fucking 10+ years.
I can't wait for the PlayStation 6 to come out, and then they'll be like, Last of Us 1.
Yeah, because you know the fucking Last of Us Part 3 is gonna be coming out. So like, well, if you got 6, you must have never played Last of Us Part 1, dude.
Maybe they'll do a collection, the Last of Us Remaster collection.
Jeez.
After they release
They're doing that.
1
No.
and 2 separately,
Devin.
then they make it the collection like
Devin,
a month before the game.
They're 100% doing that. A Last of Us Remastered collection. For the PlayStation 6, they're 100% doing that.
Oh, I know. We're joking about it, but like, yeah, like it's happening. Like,
yeah. All right, let's just go ahead and move on to the next thing. Yeah, but yeah, no, good thing we talked about that. Maybe we don't. It doesn't get pushed now. Yeah, now it doesn't get pushed to next week's cast.
Yeah.
So this is more your guys', at least Evan for you. The 1,000-Year Door game, the remake. It's getting released May 23rd. Mario, what, Paper Mario? Is that what's called, Paper Mario?
Yeah.
That is correct. Paper Mario 1,000-Year Door. That is correct.
I don't know.
It's one of the better ones.
Yep, that's the goat, bro.
Mhm.
Goat.
I'll let you guys talk about that.
Yeah,
I mean-
honestly, we should have talked about it fucking last week because that's when it was announced.
No. Oh yeah, it did get announced last.
Yeah, it was on Mario Day.
Yeah. Well, no, they announced it the day after.
You're a day after.
Okay. No, I remember that, like, for Mario
Careful with
Day.
that tower, by the way. Do not go near that.
Sure.
Thanks, Throat Goat.
No problem.
No, they announced it, I think, on Monday, actually. The day after Mario Day. I'm like, it's March 11th.
Bag's empty.
I guess not too much to talk about then, right? It's,
Well, no. I mean, we were arguing about the release.
Oh,
date.
what
No,
the fuck?
I'm looking forward to it. Like, I haven't played that one. I mean, obviously, it's so many years. But, like, I played recently the Switch one. Like, I like all the Paper Mario games. Like, it's nice getting, like, a... I mean, like, that's the nice thing about Mario games. There's a lot of different ones. Like, now with, like, you had Mario RPG, and now you got this one coming out, and, like... And,
Yeah,
I
of course
don't
you
know,
have your
relive some of my
platformers.
childhood.
Yeah, it's. I really like 1,000-Year Doors in the like maybe the first three, because honestly I don't like any of the other new shit. It's all ass. I don't like it. I like I guess the combat is what I like really most about the other ones, like turn-based. I like the comedic stuff in the games. I think that's the best part about a Paper Mario game. It's all the funny jokes they made and just poke fun of each other.
Yeah.
That's like the best part.
They need to bring back just like why they need to remake the like Mario and Luigi like GBA games, man. Those
Oh,
are
you
fucking
fuck!
good.
Yeah, I love the DS one. That was the first one I ever played with the DS version. It was really fucking fun.
On my position.
I never played Bowser's Inside Story one. I played
Oh,
the
they're-
twin, the Trouble in Time or something like that.
They're all good. They're all like I love those ones.
Turn around, motherfucker. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, you got like I mean like with the one of like they travel in time stuff. You got like Baby Mario and Baby Luigi and stuff.
Yeah, I really like that one.
That's
That was the
great.
first one I played. It was super like fun.
Thank you, JJ.
Oh yeah, I said don't go close to that.
No, you electrocuted me.
Yeah, that's the thing. That tower over there, don't get next to it.
Oh.
It killed me too.
But it said you shocked me.
So, okay.
Yeah, that thing has a really long range.
So, okay.
Oh my god,
guys,
it shocked me too.
You guys are obviously looking forward to playing it.
Yes, I
Maybe because I
will.
can't get any closer.
I'll be on parental leave, so I'll play that probably like late at night and stuff.
Yeah. My girlfriend got me a $20 like Nintendo currency thing for Valentine's Day, and I was like, oh, I'm saving this shit for Mario, dude. Hell yeah. Super excited.
Maybe I might try to look it up.
Have you not
I
played
had the
Paper
GameCube
Mario?
one still.
I've
Yeah, like the one on, like like Paper Mario 1000 like on the 64. It like if you try to buy it like secondhand, it's like $100.
Last reload.
You know, I bought the one I got too was back when like we were taking the old school trade-ins at GameStop still. A guy traded in his Paper Mario 1,000-Year Door, and I think Logan was there or Josh. I'm like, I'm buying that right here before we send it back to the fucking warehouse at Texas. I was like, I want that shit. I think we sold it for like $40 or some shit at the time
Yeah.
before skyrocketed up to shit. But yeah, it's super
Yeah.
good though. Super good. No, Everett, you should really play it.
maybe I'll look into getting the game. I'm not a big Mario guy. Like I like the older Mario games well enough, but I don't like the 3D games.
Yeah, if you want like a legit
The thing
copy,
is, the paper,
not
so
like
2D.
yeah, like if you want a legit copy, they're like selling for like $100 plus on eBay right now. Like you can get like the knockoff reproductions for
I
like
thought-
20 something bucks.
But Paper Mario 1 is on the Switch, right? For the N64 one?
Could be.
Well, that's the one that's getting
On the online
remade.
pass? Well, the GameCube one, but if he's never played
Oh,
the
yeah.
Paper Mario, you can get the sense of how it feels.
Yeah.
I mean, I could
But it
check
just
my
has a lot more
Switch right
shit.
now, actually.
Yeah, I think that was like one of the cool
Maybe
things
it
for the N64 one. Has the regular first Mario.
It was on the N64, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
I
first
could
one.
check it out on Switch.
I still have my first copy of that. I bought that shit like 25 years ago. Like 26 years ago. I had my grandparents buy me that game with Harvest Moon 64.
Oh God, Harvest Moon. So,
This shit's the go, dude. That's another throw good right there. I'm saying, dude, it's fucking fun. When I was little, I was playing. I'm like, dude, I want to be a farmer, dude. I want to get some sheep and cows, dude. But I'm like, wait, we Mexicans are gonna be the one picking and cleaning up the shit from that. Like, damn.
okay.
Oh shit, you guys
Having
not
trouble
wanting to collect the
connecting
samples.
for some reason.
Oh.
I'm looking it up real quick. I have my Switch next to me. So.
Yeah. Anyways, what's the
Yeah.
next topic du
Paper
jour?
I just looked it up. I guess yeah, it's the first one. It's on that Nintendo
Yep.
64 stuff.
Oh, nice.
Maybe I might play it then to check it out. Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next thing.
Yeah,
If it's fun, maybe I'll look into getting the Thousand Year Door remake. Just to, I could use it.
That's fun.
I could use a good RPG game to play. So.
Yeah, it's kind of
I
the-
know. I'm
after
kind
the
of looking
whole,
forward to. I'm kind of looking for like obviously parental leave will be nice with new baby, but I'm also looking forward to kind of like just like late night, like when I wake up and I can't sleep, just like playing, kind of catching up on my Switch backlog because that's kind of got a long because like I just need to like play more of the Mario vs Donkey Kong. I got Kirby Return to Dreamland, I got the Pikmin 1 and 2 remake, and I got Super Mario RPG I still need to finish. So I'm kind of like, and then plus Paper Mario, like I'll have a lot of stuff to play. So I'm looking forward to kind of catching up on that backlog.
Yeah. Same here. Like, well, not Big BD, but you know, I need to actually play my Switch.
Welcome aboard, Helldiver. We can never have too many heroes
Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next. Turtle Beach. Turtle Beach. Makers of. Actually, I have the Turtle Beach Stealth Ultra. Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. Controller for the Xbox. It's a pretty good controller, actually. I very much like it. Better than the. Actually, I kind of like it better than the Elite controller. But that's a whole other thing. So Turtle Beach, makers of great controllers and headsets. They're buying PDP. I forgot what PDP stands for, but they're making the Fortnite Festival guitar, and it's also going to work for Rock Band 4.
Really?
Yeah, yes, it's going to work for Rock Band 4. I mean, I think it actually works for Rock Band 4 before it gets updated to work for Fortnite Festival, I think. So, you know, I don't understand that. But, yeah, so Turtle Beach just bought them. So, obviously they...
Damn, $118 million fucking purchase.
Yeah. Obviously,
Kind
it
of
looks like...
wild because I don't remember JJ when we were working at GameStop. We just used to make fun of PDP because they made like all those like shitty glow controllers and stuff like that.
Afterglow controllers, bro.
Yeah,
That was them?
$20, bro.
Yeah.
$20.
like $20 for an Xbox 360 Afterglow PDP controller.
That they always get returned every couple, like fucking like a few weeks.
Oh, wow.
But they didn't want to spend the $50 for the actual, like, actual brand.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe it's a good thing they're getting
What's-
bought. Obviously, they don't make good controllers, but Turtle Beach is probably wanting them just so like they can move into. To me, this seems like maybe I guess Turtle Beach wants to start moving into making like instruments. mean, that's why they would buy PDP. Or maybe they just want to have them just to buy up more shit. I don't really know. I mean, I kind of hope they do that.
Makes a lot of accessories. They can just use them to make more accessories.
I mean, I would like
maybe
instruments would be cool.
Yeah, they could just be buying. They could be buying them for just like not even just like the products they make, but just like their production, like assembly lines and stuff like that. They could just be buying it for that.
I mean, I kind of hope that this means they want to move into instruments, because I would like to have.
Dude, those instruments, if you bought them shit on eBay, it's like fucking hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, they're expensive. Like, I have Rock Band 4, and I have the guitar. The guitar is not the issue. And I have a USB like microphone that I use for when I make videos for the YouTube channel, just like that. So like that can be used for the, for like for singing or whatever.
300 meters.
But at least I think it can. I'd have to check actually. The main thing is I want a drum set. But good luck trying to get a drum set. Those are, it's gonna cost way too much to get a drum set if you want one.
Just sell your fucking kidney to get one.
Exactly. I would like to have a drum set to go along with my guitar Maybe even another guitar so I can have like the full band experience at some point or whatever. But
You also have to have 3 friends.
Dude, seriously.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you guys might want to come to California one day and we can live stream us. I can play some guitar or Rock Band 4, okay? Don't do it. Or maybe I'm over there and I'll bring my Rock Band 4 stuff.
I have a guitar, so just one less thing to bring. So
I would just need the drum set. I can play drums. Devin plays guitar. JJ sings.
And we
I don't mind
live
singing.
stream. And we live stream on OnlyFans.
And we live stream on OnlyFans.
that's the only way.
So yeah,
This is the way.
Yeah, they're buying PDP.
We'll be
Maybe
the
it
true
is.
Naked Brother band.
Maybe it is just as boring as what you're talking about. Like they just want more production lines. It might be. I don't know. But just a little thing. All right, we got a couple things more. Let's talk about these last two, but we'll talk about one more and then we'll get into the Halo show before we talk about the biggest thing this week. So Respawn. Yes, your balls. Jesus Christ. Respawn. They're laying off 24 people. So more layoffs in the gaming industry.
That's small potatoes.
Oh, I know.
Compared
2 people compared to like so. But it's just like, Respawn.
I mean, unless their staff was only like 40 people.
But the thing is that it's Respawn.
Yeah, it feels like it apparently with Apex Legends' fucking support team.
I know, right? So, I mean, but yeah, like I'm saying, the biggest thing for this is that like even a development studio like Respawn isn't safe, and they don't seem to have issues.
I don't even know if it's them being safe. I think it's just companies wanting to save money. I don't even think it's
duplicate jobs.
Yeah, I think it's just like people are just like, yeah, like I don't know, like if Respawn's just not making anything new and it's just maintaining what they have out, they might just be like, yeah, we don't really fucking need you guys around here, just wasting our space. So sorry.
But I mean, the thing is, because for me, I'm like, Respawn, since they've been a studio, this is their not timeline. Like, I'm not going in a timeline. This is just what they've released. Titanfall 1, Titanfall 2, Apex Legends, Star Wars Jedi... Shit, what was the first one called?
Fallen Order?
Fallen Order. And then Star Wars Jedi Survivor. They also made a VR game, Medal of Honor something. I don't remember what it was called. That actually was pretty well received, but VR game, so... You know how many people are playing.
And nobody cares about Medal of Honor, it ain't Call of Duty or Battlefield.
People rarely, don't even really, and right now people don't even give a crap about Battlefield that much because that name got ruined after the most recent launch.
It's true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like, Respawn doesn't like they don't seem to be putting out
shit run.
Yeah, I know. I see it.
They know bangers.
They put out.
I know bangers.
They put out consistently like good game. But even they just like, yeah, we're gonna, you guys gotta release some people. It's just, you know.
Yeah.
It's all about that bottom dollar.
Ready to liberate.
I'd have to look it up, but like this has to put like the amount of layoffs that have happened, like what, like maybe 2,000-3,000 people? Because there was like 1,200 people got
Maybe
laid
more
off.
than that.
Or I was gonna say maybe way more than that. I could be like lowballing it here. Yeah, just like we're just seeing more and more layoffs just happen. It's just, I'm like, does this mean that like it really is unsustainable, like the gaming industry, the way it is? Because like you've seen
Dude, it's corporate greed. It's corporate greed because these companies, like you said, these companies are making big bucks off their games, but they're not making. They want more. Their profit isn't where they want it to be because like with company with like if you work in the corporate world, it's like okay, we grew 6% this year. And it's like the next year you need to grow 8%. You can't grow by 6% again, or else it's a failure. Like, and it's just like so. Like the easiest way to like get more money is to just cut some people out.
But like, there was
And
this,
then-
I think it. What was his name? I'm trying to remember his name. He was like a bigwig at Sony. He has glasses. He's like a nerdy kind of chubby dude. I don't remember his name. Well, remember that video where like how to borrow games from your friends on PlayStation? He was like the guy with the glasses, not the Asian dude.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name. Apparently, he had like this he had this quote to the effect of like, games can't be like, it's just unsustainable selling games at the prices they're selling them with the amount of money that they sell them for, like $70, and you're gonna choose to make a single player. Kind of alluding to, it was something like that. Like I forgot his exact quote, but he was basically talking about like single player games are just not gonna be it when you want to sell them for $70, and it costs like, you know, the budget ends up being like $200 to $300 million. I could be completely off on that quote. I mean, like he might have like, you know, he might have something there.
I don't know.
Spider-Man made money. Like it's
Look at
only a
Baldur's
single
Gate.
player.
It's multiplayer, but you can still play by yourself. A lot of people play by themselves in Baldur's Gate because it's a fucking D&D.
But I think Baldur's Gate.
Money.
But I don't think
If you make
Baldur's
a good
Gate
game,
was.
Honestly, it
it'll
shouldn't
be
even
fine.
be $70 for how much content in that game. Just like the guy for fucking GTA for Take-Two, whatever. It depends on how much content. Baldur's Gate's worth $70. Like, it's
But I
insane
want
how
to
much
say that Baldur's
content.
Gate wasn't like sales-wise was good, but wasn't like setting the world on fire.
Yeah, because again, people don't like those, I guess, that much single player, I guess, but like you can still make some fucking, you know, amazing fucking games with single players.
And then like, Devin, you're saying that
Like-
Spider-Man made money, but the thing is, like, it better make money. It's a Spider-Man game.
Like
That's something.
a Starfield. Dude, like Starfield's pretty fun.
But
Yeah,
that
you know.
also wasn't that didn't like set the world on fire. Like the last
Well,
when you
part of
look
that's
at
Game Pass too. It's
Yeah,
hard to
that's-
quantify
yeah.
sales when the game's on Game Pass.
that's true. But like when you look at the games that sell, it's tied behind like a huge IP. Like we talked about it last week that the Hogwarts Legacy was the #1 selling game last year. But what is it tied to? Harry Potter. And of course, you know, and you were saying that Spider-Man sold well, Devin. But what is it tied to? Spider-Man, you know, Marvel. Call of Duty was always consistently like the highest selling game every year. But for it to get there, it became a huge IP. That it became, or you know, Madden is always like a high selling game. Or the soccer games. But, you know, obviously sports are not IP, but it's tied to something that is a huge you know, has a huge market. You don't.
But the thing is, then like these big games, like you can still have a game that looks great, like Helldivers here, like. But in Red Dead Redemption, like, it's great. You guys have all these things, but did you really need to tell me that when it's cold, my horse's balls are gonna suck in, and when it's warm, they're gonna hang more, and you're gonna see that? Like, did you really need to waste time programming that? Like, sure, it's a cool thing, but who is zooming in on horse balls? Like, you can probably cut some of this crap out and just, like, you know, save some money if you took out the horse ball production. I'm thinking.
I mean, thing is,
the thing is that the little details does make games a little bit better.
I was gonna say,
but the thing is, if you're
no,
I know.
I don't know, man. I can't like agree with you on that because when it comes to Rockstar games,
but no, but
really pay attention to that.
I understand people pay attention to it, but if it's not in the game, do you really think like if these developers are saying, hey, we can't sustain it to this price, and then gamers are like, okay, well, we can't afford to pay more than that. Developers need to take it upon themselves, being like, okay, well, then we're just not going to do all these fun little cute things. Like horse balls aren't going to be in here, and like that's just going to be the way it is. Like you're not like we can't do all these crazy little things. Like when you zoom in
Devin,
on somebody's
that one, that's not a good comparison. Like Rockstar games
it's not a comparison. Something has to give. Something has to give because I'm going off of the quote that you gave the quote of that Sony guy saying this isn't a sustainable business model. This isn't a sustainable business model at $70 per game for a single player game. So then something has to give. Either they need to charge us more or they have to take certain things out to keep the cost the way it is. And for me, and I know I guarantee for a lot of people, if you took out like, oh, if you zoom in really close on someone's eye, you can see the reflection. I don't need to see that because it's not like that's the thing is something has to give. I am not saying that it's not something that doesn't deserve to be in a video game, but if they're saying this isn't a sustainable business model, you got to cut some costs somewhere. And like in Helldivers, like are people saying in this like this game was $40? Like and it's got pretty no one's gonna say this game looks like the best game they ever played, but no one's gonna be like, oh man, this game is like a PS4 last gen game. It still looks like a PS5 game. Like it looks great, plays great. Like I don't know. That's what I'm saying. With your quote, something has to give. Either the games go up so we can get horseball physics, or you get rid of horseball physics to keep the costs where they're at.
You're very, very fixated on this horseball thing.
Well, it's one of the more funny things. It's one of the more funny things. Or like
I don't know.
Like
I'm
photo
just
mode,
saying,
you zoom in someone's eye.
How
many times have you Well, in Sony first party games, I forget which game it was, but if you zoom in on somebody's eye, like you can see the reflection of...
Yeah, see, like something like that, we don't need that much detail.
That's what I'm saying, but just think it's all little things like that. Like, do you really is it going to ruin the game if you're in photo mode and when you go in and you're like, I can't see reflection of this person's eye? Like, wow, trash game. But it's like, that saves some production time and some cost because you don't have some guy programming that in. And because obviously it has to change per environment. Like, if it's a dark environment, like, it's going to look like, and then, like, it has to reflect of what's actually in there.
You know,
and I know from talking to some developers, like mirrors are one of the hardest things to develop. So you're basically making a person's eye a mirror, and it's just like it's cool, but like.
So what I think is when you're talking about stuff like that, doing that, I think it's maybe too much like developers like paying attention to like people online. Because if you like look online, oh my character was bugging out. If you look online, like on Twitter and all that stuff. Unfortunately, there's way too many loud voices that do care about that kind of stuff. That's why you have, like, the console makers talking about, like, you have the most powerful console. Like, obviously you want a powerful console, but, like, in the end, Do you want to have your console that it's so powerful that everything looks photorealistic, or would you rather have just fun games from the console makers? Like in the end, you would rather, like you and I, yeah, we want more fun games, but you look online, like graphics are way too big of a fucking like, you know. Oh, I fell in the water. I don't know if that means the hard drive is gone.
Dude, are you fucking kidding me? You can't even take care of a fucking hard drive? No, man. We have to run all the fuck back now.
Yep.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. You're never dealing with hard drives again.
Oh, that's just great. I mean, like I said, you guys are not as online as I am, but like there was, oh my god, you should see some of the stuff when people were talking about like hair physics between like Hellblade and Horizon and all this stuff, and like, oh, because in the Horizon game you could see like she has, you know, like the peach fuzz kind of stuff on her cheek, and it's not in, you can't see that in the Hellblade game and all this stuff. People care way too much about that are too loud, that maybe developers are paying attention to, and they shouldn't be paying attention.
That's like also Hellblade when it came out, I don't know, it was like only $30 or something like that too, right? Like it wasn't,
yeah,
it wasn't a full $60 game, so it's just like, again,
no,
it's like,
Hellblade 2. I'm talking about Hellblade 2, the latest,
okay.
like Horizon and the new Hellblade that's going to be coming out. Like every time
Isn't
they show
Hellblade 2 only going to be like $40, a $40 game? Or
I have
something
no
like
idea how much it's going to be.
I don't know. It's been on Game Pass. I don't even fucking care.
Yeah, but still, like,
be free.
again, like, the thing is like, I don't care. Like, does the, like, because I'm not going to be zooming in on photo mode and being like, oh my god. Like,
But
look at
like I
this
said,
peach fuzz.
but that's what I'm saying. You don't care. I don't care. You know, JJ doesn't care. But there is a loud subsection.
Minority.
Yeah, it's a minority. I don't think it's like thousands and thousands of players saying Peach Fuzz dog
It's
shit
enough. It's enough that it gets a lot of attention.
Yeah. But then
And
developers just
They
need
get
to
it
come
so
out.
out of the
Developers need
fucking
to,
way for Peach.
yeah. Developers need to come out and say, hey, you guys want these games to stay at $60-$70 and not like 80-90? We're gonna cut, like, we're not gonna like cut corners to where like it looks like Minecraft, but like just FYI, like we're gonna like probably not have these crazy little details in games.
But I
And you
think
need
that
to be okay with that.
I think that goes to what I'm saying with like the minority, is that the minority.
He's in mass. Like a lot of people like start talking about that. Besides, it depends on the company too that wants to add those special details with the budget they have.
Yeah,
Like, you have indie games that do the same shit. Well, yeah,
have so
Rockstar, they
much
can literally
money.
fucking, again, they can play with ball sacks with horses, and people still buy the fucking game.
But the thing that I was gonna say is that like gamers, you know, are fickle people, especially that minority, that loud minority. That like, if you were to say like, look, we don't want this, our budget to balloon up to 200 million, 100 million, 150 million. We, you know, we want to do that, and you know, we could sell the game. You know, we'll still sell for $70, but you know, and it'll be a good game. It'll this and that, da 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 da. But it's not going to look as good. You know, we're not going to be able to do this. Like if you look in the water, remember, fucking the first Spider-Man game, Puddle Game, because
Yeah.
like, you know, the trailer, or dude, like not even just the Spider-Man game, but like just any game that's come out. Thanks, Devin. Any game that's come out that like you know, they had their first gameplay trailer and the game looks so good, but then of course the final product's not going to look like that. And 9 times out of 10, the final product doesn't look like that. And all you see is just people complaining. Oh my god. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but what do you see?
Just real quick, if it makes you feel any better, it was my watchdog that killed you. It wasn't actually me.
Yeah, that makes sense. But when you know.
Yeah,
When
I mean,
that happened-
Watch Dogs was. I mean, speaking of my Watchdog that kills you, yeah, that was Watch Dogs that gets all that fucking hate.
Well, no,
Like,
but yeah, Watch Dogs gets like all that, but like Ubisoft has done that with other games. Like,
Oh yeah, I know.
there was the Division.
And there was
did
the
that.
kill zone.
There's the
there was the
kill
kill
zone.
zone.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, Spider-Man 1, when that came out, we're like, people were like, it doesn't look like that exactly. Starfield had that same thing. People were like, there's no way this game's gonna look like this. And the game came out, it didn't look exactly like that, but it looked good still. These games don't look bad. That's the thing. When these games come out, it's not like these games look bad. They look good. But
Yeah,
because
they're
they
just
don't,
running them on like top of the line like PCs at the time. They're like, yeah, look at this, and it's just like,
yeah.
okay.
But it's also too, when they do these trailers and these gameplay things, it's also a small snippet. Like, it's not the full game, so it's only part of it. Of course, it's gonna look like that. Once the actual game comes out and there's more that has to be rendered and more that has to be like more data put on, the file or the disc or whatever. Yeah, it's not gonna look the way it looked in that trailer or whatever. So like,
Damn, it really just moved like a little bit. That's all it needs to do.
But like I said, and that's what I'm telling you is that like I think that like it is partly like the developers do this where it's like, look at the hair on this character and you could see the reflection, because for years, it's not even just like a recent thing. It has been for years. Ever since that Killzone trailer, or Watch Dogs, The Division, that gamers are like, well, it doesn't look like this. You said it was going to look like this. Why doesn't it look like this? Which way am I going, JJ? This way or this way?
Other way. Yep. No more. Okay, perfect. The day before.
Oh my God, yeah.
That was just fake. That was just straight up fake.
Yeah, that was just straight up fake.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, this has been going on since even if you just want to maybe not count the Killzone thing, this has been going on basically since like the Xbox One, PS4 launches. So at least for 11 years now, 10, 11 years of people like online, and we said it, they're a minority, but they're a loud fucking minority that are just like, why isn't the puddles? I know, huh? Why don't the puddles look like this? Why don't they look that good? How come the game doesn't look like this? Why does it look a little? Where are the shadows and this and that? Like, it's just, when you hear that for 10 years, I do think it leads to like developers like overcorrecting, which then leads to them overspending. There's just, I know, like, in an ideal world, I think you saying like your thing of like developers like, look guys, we're gonna make this game for not as much, and yeah, it's still gonna sell for like $70, but it's not gonna look as good. It's just, I think
so we don't have to charge you 80 and we don't have to go to business.
Yeah, but I think the potential backlash that they could fear from well, what do you mean it's not going to look as good? It's not going to look photorealistic? I can't see
go ahead. What was like the people were saying for fucking Ubisoft when Baldur's Gate came out and everything? Dude, this game's amazing. They're like, hey, don't expect it to be that good for every game though. Okay, I'm like, why shouldn't they? Should we have better product for our fucking games that we pay $70 for? Like, goddamn. Like, no wonder games that are like $15 made by one fucking dude in their fucking basement is better than like a lot of fucking games out now.
Wait, so I think that's also why that loud minority complains about is super loud about like the look of a game, because it has become that thing of like, wow, games are not as good. Like, yeah, like you said, the Baldur's Gate, like, yeah, but don't expect this to be the norm, So I think they latch on to like, well, if the gameplay is not going to be as good and they're going to have microtransactions and a shit story, at least it looks photorealistic, stuff like that. Which, is kind of a sad thing in and of itself. That like, oh, you have to latch on to that the game looks really good instead of plays great, has a great story, doesn't charge you.
Justice League looks great.
Does it?
It does. The character models look great, at least. I think when like cutscenes, like you'll see like Harley Quinn's like fucking pores.
Oh, you mean Suicide Squad? Yeah, you were
Or-
talking about Suicide Squad. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Suicide Squad. Sorry.
I knew you were talking about
Um,
that game, but for some reason I was thinking I was like, yeah, it's called
I
Justice
thought it
League.
was Justice. Yeah, I thought it was Injustice. I'm like, I guess that was kind of a good-looking game, but usually fighter games.
But the thing is,
for cutscenes.
see, there you go. When people talk about that game and complain about the game, or not complain, but like talk about the game negatively, they never talk about how it looks. They talk about
Yeah.
the looter shooter aspects, the story, the live service aspect of it. They talk about the stuff that maybe matter more, like whether the game is good, in the gameplay department and content department. But they don't seem to talk about like, oh, well, this game looks like crap. Because that's the thing. The game does.
Gollum sucked ass. That game looked like crap. King Kong looked like ass.
Those are made by cheap companies.
Walking Dead. Three shittiest games last year were all made by the same fucking people.
Yeah.
Yeah. They clearly made these games just to release a game.
I think the only downside, I think they were given a year to make the games too.
Yeah.
Some shit.
Yeah, something like that.
Like, it just sucks though.
But yeah, I don't know.
I can speak from a point of I did play it. The fucking Gollum game is terrible. It's so bad.
It's a good PS2 game, right?
It wouldn't even be a good PS2 game.
If
like,
that. Yeah.
If it came out on the
hasn't been
PS1, if it came out on the PS1, I think people would be like, "Oh my god, this is like revolutionary." But PS2, by the time the PS2's like life cycle, I mean, you had God of War, like
Kingdom Hearts, all that shit. That's actually a good game.
Killzone,
Like, damn.
So yeah, people if that were on the PS2, people were like, this is like a terrible game. Like everything about that game was bad. The jumping mechanics, the gameplay, the lighting, just everything was fucking ass.
But I think that lends more like to my point that like that's why gamers latch on to like the game's not looking good. Because they're expecting a lot of games to not play well, or to have bad content, or if they hear the dreaded live service term, stuff like that. That like they at least want their games to look good. Especially, I've seen that a lot. Like, I'm gonna spend $500 on a console. Like, my games better look, this and that.
But for $70, baby, that's fucking clean as shit.
Well, I mean, like, they want 4K 60. Like, they want that to be basically the standard. And I don't see that as, like, possible all the time. Depending on the game, yeah, it should be 4K 60. Not every game can be 4K 60. I understand that, like, consoles have their limitations. As much as of a console guy I am, obviously I'm not a PC guy, I'm a console guy. But I understand that consoles have their limitations. You want the best, you gotta go to PC. But that's, people just expect, I spent $500. I'm like, look, dude, like, this game clearly here, like, it runs at 60 frames per second, but it doesn't, like, it doesn't look, like, amazing, like, graphic-wise. It looks really good, don't get me wrong, but you can see certain things, like, that don't look great, you know what I mean? But you don't see me complaining about that. This game plays, like, awesome. The content they gave us is great. So as long as it just looks serviceable and it plays great, that's what should matter. But you just see way too many fucking like virgins online who complain about like, I don't see the peach fuzz on her chin or her cheeks. This game is 0 out of 10. Like, what are you talking about, dude? As the kids say, go touch grass. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's all fucked anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just move on to the Halo talk, and then we'll talk about Battlefront afterward. So what? Was it episode 8? Episode 7? It's the episode right before the season finale, which is this week. Basically, this is a real quick episode to get through what happened as well. Basically, you found out that one admiral chick or whatever, she's, a general, I forgot what her name was. She's like kind of a bad guy.
Yeah.
And
Liberty's enemies
that
are ever closer.
that one dude, I forgot his name, the British guy. He's not on board anymore, so he like betrays her.
Ackerson?
Yeah, him.
Continue our
And
Coordinates locked.
Master Chief gets got his
Hellbot
armor back,
Prime.
and
Engaging
that was all for his
orbital
story,
thrusters.
basically. And he's going to the Halo ring now. They teased it like that. Yeah, we're now about to be like. I mean, there was a report that like with the next season,
Synchronized.
they're gonna by the end of the season they're catching up to where like the game started. So next season would most likely be about being on the Halo ring, I'm assuming. And then the other, what's his name, Soren, like found his kid, but then they got attacked by these people where like I'm assuming his kid was being turned into a Spartan or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
His story is kind of boring too. And then of course we had more Quan bullshit with her, like she was somehow able to
Learning the
figure out.
ways of the planets and find out the Forerunner tech.
Yeah, she figured all this shit out, and then they went into the Forerunner, that little Forerunner like laboratory, and
Helldivers to Hellpods. Repeat. Helldivers
they found some
to
kind of like
Hellpods.
artifact, another artifact, and I don't know, that'll lead to something. And looks like Miranda is gonna be more like her mom, like Halsey.
Holy.
Yeah, kind of just a boring episode, but it was a setup episode, which would be
set up for the finale, which most shows do. Like usually
Yeah.
this episode before a season finale is usually always like, let's get all the narrative shit out of the way and hopefully have a nice badass conclusion to the season.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd probably give this episode like a 6. I mean, I understand it's a setup episode, but the thing that kind of pissed me off about this episode is that it being a setup episode, is that the past 2 episodes were also kind of setup episodes as well. Like, what was happening? There wasn't much happening. After the Reach episode, they were like, yeah,
That was
more
it.
setup. Yeah. Which is like, we were talking about this, a few days ago. How like I was saying, because you were like, no, the Halo show was like bad, and I was like good. But, like at this point, I'm kind of like, this season has not been a good season. Like
That's when you can see his ass.
the
So that's a
season's
plus
not,
in my book.
huh?
Yeah, at least we don't get to see Master Chief's ass, so that's a plus in my book.
But the thing is,
Maybe wait till next episode.
see, here's the thing. A lot of
Maybe
people,
get some booty.
a lot of people don't like all that
Yeah,
stuff. Like, oh, you saw his ass. Master Chief had sex. This is that. But the thing is, I don't remember there being a lot of. There are obviously down episodes, but stuff was happening last season. This season, what has happened? We had that first episode where, like, yeah, there was the attack on that planet,
Reach fell in an episode.
and Reach fell in an episode. It was a 1 episode thing. And now we're gonna have like the final battle, I guess, before like they go on to the Halo ring. But all the rest of the episodes were just filler. So there's what, 9 episodes in the season, I think? 8 episodes, 8 or 9.
Yeah, I
you
think
know.
so.
So if it's 9 episodes, like because last season was 9 episodes. So if it's the same thing, 9 episodes, I have to look it up. That means 6 episodes were filler. 6. Like, that's a bad season.
Well, it ain't
And-
filler if it's all new, so.
Oh god. And like I said, as much as people were complaining about like, oh, like I said, Master Chiefs and he's getting sex and this and that. Aside from 1 episode, I don't remember any of the episodes being like super fillery where I was like, I don't want to watch this episode. There was setup, don't get
Yeah,
me wrong.
everything was him talking about who he was. Is kind of boring as shit.
But it all played into like this, like it just all
This season.
filtered into the season. Whereas like this, like how many episodes are we gonna spend on Quan? Like she could talk to the planets or whatever it was, or Soren's looking for his kid. For it to just be like, oh, he found his kid and yet he didn't, or like, oh, Quan can talk to planets, I guess, or whatever. But like, it didn't really lead to anything. Like, I don't know. To me, at least the story was just being told throughout the whole season last season or whatever. You know, and as much as I hated that episode, you know, there was like a reason for the Quan episode, even though it shouldn't have been an episode that last season.
Damn it.
I just think this season has just been spinning its wheels a lot.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed this season.
For me, they're about the same. For me, they're about the same. I want to see how season 2 ends, though.
Yeah, I never finished the first season.
Well, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like that, I do. The highs for the season, they're like super high. Like that. Yeah, even though it was one fucking episode, the Fall of Reach was like the battle and everything, like the shit that was happening, like, you know, fucking Keys dying and Vanek dying, like shit happening. Like the stuff that was happening, awesome. That first episode with like the Sangheili attacking the planet and Chief fighting them, you know, having that fucking battle or that fight with a bunch of them and all stuff. They were great episodes in their own right, and great scenes and all this stuff. But we just haven't had enough of it. And
this thing was, I guess, the first one did have a lot more action scenes, like actual crazier battles. I give it that.
I think it's just, I don't know. I think it's become a victim of itself in that, like, the show, or whatever, in that, like, they saw the complaints about, like, what happened in season 1.
We have 6 minutes left.
Yeah, I know. They saw what happened last season with the complaints and everything and said, people want more action. But they were stretching this. They decided for some reason to stretch this season out in a way that didn't make sense or doesn't make sense. It would make sense if you were like, oh yeah, no, it's going to be a season-long thing. The Fall of Reach. And that was it. But they decided to make the Fall of Reach one episode, maybe to have that action just happen like right away or something. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't understand. Or maybe they were like, we got to hurry up and get to the Halo ring, and we also got to explain how they find the Halo ring, which they didn't need to do that because you could just like, oh yeah, they followed the Covenant to the ring, you know, kind of like the first game. It's just, yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with this season. They just,
they weren't. They don't watch the video game, so they
joke about it.
Well, I think the new showrunner has played the video game.
Well, it's hard. The thing is, like, I think that's the bad thing about having two different people who just start making shit, because they gotta, since the first one wasn't like that crazy good compared to they thought it was gonna be, he's probably gonna have to like catch up and like kind of fix the story a bit, but not too much where it's like completely dumb as shit, in my opinion. I like the Star Wars movies, like the new ones where they have different. Like, was J.J. Abrams and they had the other director.
Ryan,
like,
Ryan Johnson, that just like came in as like, I don't like anything that J.J. Abrams did. Let me change it. And then J.J. Abrams came back to the last one. I'm like, I didn't like anything Ryan Johnson did. Just
yeah, he's like, he's a fucking idiot. Like I made a decent story for you, fucker. And then he's like, nah, let's just throw that shit out the window.
He didn't make a
Princess
decent
Leia, yeah,
story.
she flies through some fucking. I like J.J. Abrams, bro.
J.J. Abrams
I
didn't
enjoyed
make
that shit.
But J.J. Abrams didn't make a decent story. He copied a good story.
Yeah.
That dude, Force Awakens is just A New Hope. Like it literally is.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes
What
sense.
was the hope?
It makes sense that he did that because he's trying to bring back. A lot of people were like, they didn't like the prequels for some fucking reason. I don't know why. And so he's trying to bring back people, Star Wars. But you know, as time has went by, people don't really like The Force Awakens now. I can see a lot more complaints about it, and I think it's because it's just A New Hope. But if you want to watch A New Hope, you know what you can do? Watch A New Hope. So, I mean, also it's probably painted too with like the later sequels of Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker being not well received.
That's fucking what's it, the eighth one? What was that one? It was the fucking Last Jedi.
Yeah, I hated the eighth one, man.
That was fucking horrible. Like I think once I saw like fucking Princess Leia fucking just flying in space.
I hate when movies have like really like avoidable really avoidable like really avoidable mistakes. Like the one commander chick, like could have just told
oh yeah,
Bodhi or Bode?
Yeah.
Bode could have just told Bode about the plan. But no, she decides to keep the whole plan hidden the whole time. Then Bode has to go off and do his own thing and like do.
It's Poe.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, Poe. Like, seems like I fucking care about that movie. But yeah, like he has to go off and do his own thing. But if she just would have communicated, like, oh hey, we're just going on low until we get to this spot, and then we're gonna like jettison off. Then like so many things could have been avoided if like instead of you, Commander Lady, swinging your commander title around. You could have just, like, I don't know, had a conversation with everybody, like, on the ship, and been like, oh, hey, everybody, just FYI, we're just gonna be coasting on low. That was the one where they, like,
fucking went off, right? Like, Finn, right? Went off to, like, the whole gambling thing that literally did nothing for the story except add fucking time.
Yeah, and it's
and
just
actually
like...
fucked him over. Then,
yeah, exactly. And it's just like, she could have just announced, like, hey, yeah, we're gonna run on low, and the reason why we're running on low is so our shields don't go down. And once we get to a certain spot, we can jettison all our escape pods, and we'll be fine. And then everyone would be like, oh, okay. But no, she had to been like, I have a plan, but I'm not going to tell anyone. It's like, but why though? Like, why aren't you telling everyone this great plan? Because it's going to keep everyone safe, and no one's going to try to like do anything stupid. But you're just like, so I hate stuff like that.
That was a waste of time.
Yeah, so.
I really wish fucking Rey became evil.
Yeah.
Like,
maybe
like
and
the reverse,
maybe in
like
her
Kylo Ren became. Oh,
maybe in the new spin-off.
Because like she would have been in the dark side, and Kylo Ren would have been turned to good side, kind of like reverse the role. But anyway. What's the next topic anyway? What are we talking about?
Like, let's just move on to the next topic.
It kind of segues in. We're talking about Star
You know
Wars,
what? Perfect segue from one bad Star Wars collection to another bad Star Wars collection. Battlefront were released last Thursday?
Like 4 days ago?
2 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thursday.
And so we all played it. We all hated it. I mean, I saw it online. Someone was like, the Battlefront franchise has to, somebody must have put a curse on this thing, because the third Battlefront game from the original Battlefront games was canceled. Then of course we had Battlefront 1, which people were not.
And that was basically finished. Like from all the reports, like Battlefront 3 was like almost done.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It was like 90-something%, 90%.
And then we had Battlefront 1 and 2 from I'm forgetting their name. The guys who do Battlefield. Why am I forgetting it?
DICE.
DICE. Yes. No one liked any of those games. Plus, there was the Battlefront 2 whole fiasco of microtransactions and everything. They're basically the people who really started wow, you really want to nickel and dime us.
But that is pay to win.
Yeah. Then, of course, because, that didn't sell well or whatever it was, Battlefield 3 got canceled again. And then they released the Battlefront Classic Collection, and holy shit is all I could say. Maybe holy fuck.
I should have looked up the company, dude. The company just does remakes, and they're all been kind
Aspire?
of meh every time. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Aspire,
should
yeah.
have looked it up too before I bought it, but
Yeah,
what was it,
like
only
it's
30
looking at it, it's like
bucks?
they made the Tomb Raider, right? I was like, the thing that pissed me off, I used a $25 fucking goddamn Xbox, like one of my reward points to get a $25 to pay for it. I'm like, yeah, me and Everett played it. I came back 40 minutes, and my girlfriend's like, "What happened?" I think I'm like, "Oh, I felt like I was fucking scammed."
That's the thing.
I
So
bought some dog shit before in my life. This is probably the worst one up there.
so here's the thing. Me and JJ played it the night it came out. Devin didn't
Launch
play with
day,
us. Yeah. Devin didn't play with us. I was so disheartened because I couldn't find a match. We couldn't team up together. I was so disheartened. I didn't even want to play games like the rest of the night. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get offline, dude. Then we played the next night, and it wasn't any better. Like the game is
still
laggy. Dude, they launched with 3 dedicated servers. Like, what were they thinking?
Coordinates locked.
Like, it's supposed to have this big 64-player thing, and they're like, yeah, but we're not gonna launch with I don't understand. The game doesn't.
you can't squad up. You can't like get in meet. We can't party up and then search for a match. Like we're just
The game crashes. Like,
yeah,
there was like,
a lot.
yeah, it crashes. Like, I don't understand what they.
Did y'all test this?
Right? I feel like they didn't. Like they only like I told Everett, the moment I saw that shit load up on Xbox, it was literally just a fucking picture and just said, "You want to play 1 or 2?" I'm like, I should have known when I did that. I'm like, this game's gonna be dog shit. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, how do you fuck up a port? It's insane. I take that back. The people that fucking did Silent Hill Collection and Metal Gear. Fuck, I guess it's pretty hard to fucking make just a fucking port, dude. Jesus fuck.
Yeah,
Like
that's the
you just
thing.
need to modernize it in the right areas. Like if you're gonna keep, because with Battlefront the graphics basically the same. Like it's not like an actual like remake where Resident Evil 2 and 3 where you actually like from the ground up made a whole new game. Like just modernize the things that need to be modernized, like matchmaking, and like if you want to
Partying
still
up.
do like the join the servers, make it so people can at least party up, and then the one person can select the server. That would have been fun.
Right.
Instead of, because then we're playing this whole time, and it's just like, oh, I'm on the rebels, oh, I'm on the like robots, and
Yeah.
I barely get to play
always,
with you guys.
Always 1 or 2 of us were always on the upside, and it was like, yeah, it's gonna get fun. We're like, oh, there's Devin, I gotta kill him. Or like, there's fucking Everett, kill him. Oh, there's JJ, killed me. Some shit like that. But other than that, it was just looking kind of meh. We all wanted to play the game together, or even done single player, but like the Battlefront 2 campaign. Oh, you can't play that stays online. Fuck yourself. I'm like, why not? Like, that'd be kind of cool. There's co-op, but only split screen.
Do you hate fun? Like it's like,
I guess
as a developer, do you guys hate fun?
Yeah, like I said,
I don't know.
it's been a shit show.
Very
Just an
disappointing.
absolute, yeah. And then it also, the other thing is too, like playing these games made me realize like these games were not that good to begin with. I think maybe
Well,
at
when
the
you don't
time,
well, yeah, when you don't modernize the like just update the controls like a little bit, like make it run a little bit cleaner. Maybe add a run button. I know there wasn't a run button in the first one, but I don't know, maybe add it. Like
I don't know, like I was telling you, like before, the way to actually go faster was like run like sideways and just hit A to jump, but you roll. That's the only way to traverse the map fast, is just to roll sideways.
yeah, so it's just like you could modernize the controls a little bit, add a run button. Like I mean, like obviously, like but like Resident Evil 2 and 3, like I know those were like remakes, but they did modernize the controls. I know it like was like a full ground up, but you can still do stuff. Like, It doesn't have to be. You don't have to keep the game exactly the way it was. But
I think people wanted Resident Evil 3 though, because it actually removed a lot of stuff that wasn't the 3 in the original.
oh.
But yeah, but to your point, it's still made it a lot fun to play Resident Evil 4. All that like moving and shooting, no more fucking rooting to the ground like a fucking dipshit.
You know what? We do
Final
have
Fantasy
one more.
7,
We
not
do have
being
one
a
more thing to
turn-based.
talk about. We're talking about Resident Evil. We do have one more like subject to talk about after this. we'll continue.
We can talk for hours probably about how disappointing Battlefront is. I think just overall, like, it's just not a good game.
Yeah, like, no, I think it's just one of those, just play single player, I guess. If you really want to play it, just play single player, Galactic Conquest, all those campaigns on Battlefront 2, just by yourself until the servers get fucking fixed.
Until they add a party system, until, like, we probably won't play that until they add a party system.
If they even add a party system. That's even if.
Like, I know, like, Battlefront 2 wasn't bad, but, like, when they updated everything to, like, removed all the fucking pay-to-win shit, all that from Battlefront 2,
they added a ton of... They gave people a ton of free DLC with that game.
Yeah, free DLC, all that shit.
By the time Battlefront 2, like, they stopped making new content for it, people actually were like, this is a good game. Like, if this is the game that came out at launch, people would have been like reviewers have been singing its praises and stuff like that. But like,
100%. Then like when they did that stuff, I think it was free on Epic, and I played the fuck out of that on Epic, on PC.
What's on
Game Pass? It was super
Pass?
fun. Like, it makes
free
you
on Game Pass now too.
Yeah, EA. Shit, but yeah, I'm like, makes me want to download that one because it's a lot fucking more fun.
Yeah, because you can run, like, there's monitor controls, you can party up with your friends, like, when you want to play.
Yep.
I don't know, yeah.
Because, like, for all three of us, like, I mean, like, I don't know, like, when we get online to play games, like, I don't know, we usually want to, if we're going to be talking and playing with each other, like, we usually want to be playing the same game, usually. Like, I don't know.
Same team, all the
same
and
team.
Be on the same
like,
team. Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's fun to be like, haha, I killed you, but it's like, I don't know, it's more fun, like, but then, like, I don't know, it does suck where, like, one of us wins, and then it's just like, another, like,
yeah, and it's
yeah,
like
like,
a
there's a winner.
landslide too. It's just dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know, yeah.
So.
Like I said, we could probably talk about this for way too fucking long, but we're just gonna be beating the same drum. It's a disappointment. It's like you had one job.
It's like, thanks for ruining my childhood, assholes.
Yeah, well, they did that to fucking. I think my buddy fucking Sam bought the trilogy for Tomb Raider, and he said they fucked it up a little bit. I'm like, of course he did. That should have been a red flag for me right there too. I'm like, yep, shouldn't have bought it.
Wait, that was expired?
They're doing this fucking, yeah.
Oh shit.
And they did this,
two games
Star Wars,
come out so quickly.
Fuck, what do you call it? It's the one that they did. The BioWare made it back in the original. Like,
oh, they're supposed to be doing the KOTOR remake.
Yep, they're doing that one too. And they were doing the KOTOR thing for the Switch or some shit like that, and they just canceled the DLC. Like, we're not doing it anymore.
Yeah, there's like, I wonder if they're doing that. I have to look. There's like I don't know, like a 7 or 9 game like Star Wars collection that's going into the Switch. They're probably doing that. Like Force Unleashed is coming out on it, and a like Pod Racer. It's like a 7 game. I have to look it up.
I don't know. All right, let's just move on to this last thing. I actually kind of forgot about it and forgot to add it to our little discussion
What,
thing.
the Watch Dogs show?
No.
Is it your butthole?
So,
Tell me about it.
I made a video about this earlier in the week.
Your butthole?
Or last week. Yes, my butthole.
Jesus Christ.
So you were talking about the Resident Evil remakes. So obviously, with them remaking 2, 3, 4, even they made remade 1 or whatever on the GameCube, fucking years ago. A lot of talk has been about like, hey, they got to remake Resident Evil 5 now, right?
Well, if you paid the story for 4, you wouldn't know they would.
I haven't finished
The
4
way they
yet.
ended it. Yeah, if you beat the DLC for Ada Wong and everything, it pretty much spells it out for you that they're making 5.
Okay, well, so IGN, good old IGN.
Ijin?
Yeah, they had an opinion piece, I guess we'll call it, an article on their website. They tweeted out a link to it and everything. They turned off the comments for that tweet. Now, like I said in the video, and I'm saying to you guys, probably wondering, why did they turn off comments? Why would they do that?
That's true.
Because they brought back an age-old discussion in video games that actually was part of the original Resident Evil 5 release in, what, 2009 or something? I think I saw, or I remember saying in the video. They talked about, like, you can't remake Resident Evil 5. It's a game they shouldn't remake because of certain things. I was reading the article. At first, it was great. The first part of the article was like, you know, the way the game is, it's more action oriented. It doesn't gel with the horror elements that they've really been trying to, like, you know, emphasize in these remakes. You know, it's way more action. I mean, come on, fucking Chris Redfield touches a goddamn boulder in that game.
Hell yeah. That's so realistic, dude. I punch boulders on the fucking daily.
So I'm thinking, like I said, I was reading the article. I'm like, I don't understand why people are bitching about IGN turning off the comments and making this article. And then, of course, they do it. They said the dreaded R word of why you can't remake Resident Evil because of its racism.
Oh yeah, fucking because you're shooting, you know, black people, but you know, Resident Evil 4, you're hitting and killing a lot of
Hispanics,
Spanish people, right? Yep.
That's okay.
Fuck
it's
it,
okay
right?
to heal. It's okay.
I know. I remember that shit. I remember I brought that shit up with my dad a long time ago. He's like, it's okay killing Hispanic people, brown people, but when it's black, don't do it. It's racist. And like, it's like I didn't think of it that. You're just fucking killing some fucking mutants and shit like that are fucking infected.
I mean, so I'll get into more of what was in the article. They talked about how like they portray Africa as like this backwoods, you know, like country place. Yeah, with like, you know, and that you know, there's like that part where you go into a village and they're dressed like in tribal clothing and stuff. Like the way they portray Africa and black people. I'm like, oh yeah, because you know, all of Spain, you know, Resident Evil 4, all of Spain just looks like medieval times, right? Everyone is in a castle in a village.
Yeah, but it's different though, dude.
Yeah,
it's different racism.
So, yeah. They did it. You know, the same shit that that these fucking inbred gaming journalists fucking talked about 15 years ago. They brought it back up. They want to talk about this racism aspect that doesn't exist. Also, I think like, oh, because Chris Redfield's white, you know, you're a white guy playing a white guy shooting a bunch of black people.
But yet you have a partner that's, you know, black as well, doing that, right? They don't bring that shit up.
No, because this is what game journalists and games media, games coverage has become. They don't talk about reality. They talk about what they see. And they only want to mention things that will support their, like, viewpoint and argument. It's just like with, even like in the past, like, month or so, a huge thing has come about this Sweet Baby Inc. company. It's like a, you know, consulting firm for video game companies or developers. But they kind of tell them, they don't just consult, they just tell them, make it more diverse, basically. And like the CEO of the company has said, like, you have to, like, she's quoted as saying, like, you have to scare these companies into doing it. Almost blackmail them and stuff like that. You know, the games coverage, the games media, has just become a thing of like, you know, I don't know if you guys remember Anita Sarkeesian, but like, she once famously said, everything is racist, everything is homophobic, everything is, you know, sexist, and you have to call it out. And that's what they're trying to do here with like making this article, defending the Sweet Baby Inc. They've done that. They've been making articles about like, well, Sweet Baby Inc. is not like that. Gamers are just rage monsters, basically. And I don't know. I just wanted to mention this stuff, this thing that's happening, because it's stupid. Like, this is what games coverage is for, you know, that this is what the coverage is for one of our favorite pastimes, one of our favorite hobbies. It's just a bunch of fucking people who have to tell us, oh, if you don't want to play as a woman in a game, you're sexist. Oh, if you don't want to play as a black character in a game, you're racist. Oh, you're gonna shoot a bunch of black people? Well, you're racist. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Or there was no... Remember when The Witcher 3 came out? And there was that whole thing, like, there, you know, games coverage was trying to talk about how, like, CD Projekt is, like, racist somehow because they made a game with a bunch of white people. You know, bear in mind, the game is based off of, like, you know, Norse background and stuff. Like, yeah, I don't think a lot of black people were there, you know, during those times and stuff like that. Or like, remember, what was it? Far Cry 5? Is that the one that's set in the middle of the country with like the religious
America?
cult?
Yeah.
People, there was so much like, oh, this is like a MAGA support, a Trump supporter's wet dream. The game was somehow like you know, pro-Trump or something like that. And it was just like, no, actually, if anything, it was more like
anti, because like you're trying to overthrow the crazy cult people,
The religious people.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just this, it's just going to this, my point of like,
Politics and games. Make it
yeah,
all stupid.
the politics in games, you know, that are just getting continuously shoved and pushed in, and it doesn't need to be at all. And then you get
like
all these
people, I think, were tweeting about Helldivers needing a pride flag in the game.
Yeah,
Or-
exactly. And like literally someone saying, there was like a post on Reddit like that got a lot of attention about like, in so many words they said like, if you don't if Arrowhead Studio, that's the name of the company, right? Arrowhead Studio doesn't add pride flags, that's the same as like violence towards transgenders.
Well done.
And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? We have so many of these people who want this shit
Helldiver, glad to have you on board.
that don't actually play games or watch the movies like this or read
Proud
comic
to serve by
books
your
or,
side, sir.
you know, this geek culture. They're not an active part of it, but they sure as hell want you to be like the Marvels, or that one what was it, Charlie's Angels movie. You know, they're directed by women, and they were out before
Ocean's 8, right?
No, Charlie's Angels, not the Ocean's 8.
Charlie's Angels was directed by Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah, they're directed by women
Wow.
who, before those movies came out, said like, well, we didn't make this movie for men, and so men were like, well, we're not going to watch it then. And what was the thing they said? Well, it's because men are sexist, that's why they didn't watch it. Like, you told us it's not for you, or like not for us. And so the same thing is kind of happening with games too, in that like, it's like, oh, well, if you don't like this in the game's not for you. We're not making the game for you. But you're supposed to make the game for us. So what you're supposed to do is do the things that cater toward us. We want to see sexy women. Like, there's also been a big thing about how like the women are not looking as sexy in games and stuff like that. And it's like, we want to see sexy women. We want to see buff dudes for some reason. You know, it's the male like power fantasy kind of thing. And it's just, I don't understand.
Now that's you, Doug.
Next launch.
Yeah.
Hell pods.
I mean, I just don't understand how
Engaging orbital thrusters.
this just keeps getting up bigger and bigger.
I don't know. You just don't need to alien. Like, you can make a game. You can make games for everyone. Like, it can be for everyone, or just make the game. Like, just whoever's making the game, just make it however you want. And then if it doesn't appeal to people, it doesn't. If it does, it does.
Yeah, I think it's just those games where like, about again, adding a pride flag. I think they said it's like there's no point because they don't really talk about genders and stuff like in the game. Like it's just doing it for democracy. That's it. Who gives a shit?
Well,
You
because
know?
it's also
There's
other
no
things like
big-
so.
There's
You
not.
guys,
Is there an American flag in this, or
No.
is it just?
no, it's no, and there's no,
It's
no.
about Super Earth, you know?
It's Super Earth.
Like,
Yeah, honestly, them putting that flag in the game wouldn't make sense because it's not about that. It's about just Earth, Super Earth. But the thing is, it's also like when people are talking about like how they keep, because you get the idiots online who are like, oh, games have always been political, because they'll point to like Metal Gear Solid. But just because a game has political themes doesn't mean that games have always been political. When people talk about
Explain Mario's politics, please. I would love for
that, exactly.
Italian plumber who can jump on turtles.
But the thing is, when people say that, they're talking about like social politics being added. Like,
Yeah.
you guys obviously didn't play Alan Wake 2, right?
Not yet.
I
don't
really
get a
wanted
chance
So there's a
I really
character, the main one of the main characters, that black chick you play as, her name is Saga Anderson. She actually showed up in that Quantum Break game. You know, they have how they like are connecting their games
Yeah.
and everything. She was a
Yeah.
blonde-haired white woman in Quantum Break. They turned her into a black woman. Like,
Okay.
it's things like that people are like, you're doing this because you're like, no, we have to make it more diverse. You have to do this. And instead of just like worrying about making good games and making good characters, you're like, no, we're gonna make this, and if you don't like it, it's because you're racist and sexist. That's become the thing that's starting to seep into video games, because they do it in movies all the time. Like, it's been like
yeah,
that
it's
for
cringe.
like, yeah, they're like, oh, you didn't like the Marvels?
All the
You didn't
Marvel
like...
movies.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
you
a
didn't
lot
like
of
this
Marvel
movie?
movies.
Yeah, you didn't like this? Oh, it's because you're racist. Oh, it's because you're sexist. Like, or maybe here's a fucking like mind-blowing revelation, I guess. Maybe you just made a bad show or a bad movie.
I mean, just make a good movie. Fuck.
Because the thing
I think,
is,
was it, there's like that one movie. It's like, oh fuck. It was it's about like two gay guys trying to fall in love and trying to shit. You know, it's like obviously like I don't like. Not my cup of tea. I don't really like romance movies anyway, or whatever. But like, the movie didn't do that good.
Bros.
nobody-
It's called Bros.
Yeah, Bros. That's what it's
Yeah.
called, right? Okay, I remember that. I was trying to something brother. I don't know. But yeah, like he blamed people because straight people didn't want to see it because it's about gay people. I'm like, well,
Yeah, they don't want to see a love
I guess
story
it's
about
like-
gay people because they're not gonna like,
I
they're not gonna
think
connect with it.
Well, also the bigger issue. It's not even. I don't even think it's that. I think it's more like people don't want to go pay money to go see a rom-com because during like COVID and stuff too, you had like all these things were just coming out on Netflix and stuff, and people are like, why do I need to spend money to like go out and watch a
yeah,
rom-com?
overpriced movie theater. Yeah, overpriced movie. Could popcorn's up the ass. Like,
I can just wait
yeah,
till
it
this
is.
comes
It's
out on
been a
Netflix.
bad time to do it.
Like
Yeah.
rom-coms just aren't a viable market anymore. So like all rom-coms, I
Yeah.
think except for that Anyone But You with Sydney Sweeney is like the first rom-com in a long time to like actually
We
make
don't know why we know why she went.
But the
like,
thing is, too,
but yeah,
that
like,
happened
this
with
isn't
Madame Web.
2000s anymore. Early 2000s.
Yeah, your Reese Witherspoon, Meg Ryan rom-coms, like
Yeah.
those aren't going to make money, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if, like really like there's a couple people that, but like I don't know, like rom-coms is not a genre that's going to get people to go to the movie theater anymore because streaming services are so popular, and it's just like,
Well, but the thing
I'll
is
just
too,
like,
rom-coms are catered clearly more toward women, and I think that's what it is too. Like they probably are like, yeah, they don't want to go out anymore, and a lot of rom-coms suck, so they probably are like, well, I don't need to go out anymore now.
well, like whenever like it's just like, yeah, like I don't want to spend like $30 on a ticket, and then like when I get in there, I'm not going to smell the popcorn. Like I know I'm going to smell it, and I'm going to want it, and it's going to be like $8. And I'm going to want a soda because I'm going to get thirsty from the salted popcorn. So it's like where you're looking at like close to $50 just to go watch a movie.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just like,
dude, like I got the tickets to see Ghostbusters. I pre-ordered them, you know, the tickets, pre-purchased them, whatever. The tickets to go see the Ghostbusters movie this Thursday. Shit cost me like $30, and I'm going with someone.
Yeah, when
like,
I went to June.
it's not like I'm going by
yeah, thanks
myself.
to the invite.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I mean, if you lived here, I would fucking say like, let's all go. But
Well, if you lived here, we would have all gone. Holy fuck, I'm flying.
But like,
I was saying,
I'm taking someone.
We got every movie together.
But I'm taking someone, and she's probably gonna want popcorn and all that stuff. So yeah, like yeah, you're right. Like it's gonna cost an arm and a leg. But see, there's a difference. Ghostbusters is a movie I definitely want to see, and that's
Well, it's kind of like with a movie needs to have like action or CGI. I feel like because then you're like, okay, it's worth me going to the movie
turning off my
theater
brain
and like paying all this extra money because at my house, like, yeah, I have a 4K OLED TV or whatever, but it's still gonna look better and sound better at the movie theater. But like a rom-com, like it's still gonna like look
Tuesday, bro.
Yeah, it's still gonna look as good at home.
then
Like, and it's even with like kids movies too. Like, people don't really want to like. I mean, like, because people are just like, man, like taking your kids, like rounding your kids up to take them to the movie theater and have them sit still. It's like after COVID, people are just like, we can just do this. We can just do this at home. Like,
deal with our kids.
A lot of kids movies are bombing. Even like Disney movies, like Element, like it didn't like bomb, but like Elemental didn't like.
Wish,
but yeah, but like Elemental, I saw it was like the most streamed thing like on the time, like in its first like 30 days or whatever. Yeah, but like, yeah, you get all these parents that are just like, yeah, I don't have to waste, like, because my kids, they're going to go to the bathroom. I have to take them to the bathroom twice. Or, like, if I wait till it comes out at home, like, if they need the bathroom, I can pause it. And I can speak from experience now, taking a kid to the movie theater. Like, we went, like, there was a birthday party at a movie theater, and, like, we saw Elemental, and I've seen Wish there. Like, and like taking a kid to a movie, like it's not very enjoyable.
No, it's
like
not.
It sounds good.
It's really not.
It sounds good on paper. You're like, oh, it'll be so like magical, and like there are those moments with like, oh, this, but then it's just like, oh, I need to use the bathroom. I'm like, well, I don't. Why can't you hold it like me?
This is a good part. This is a good part right here.
So it's just like,
yeah, I think we're thinking my son's first movie is gonna be that Inside Out 2, so I'm gonna see how that goes.
Yeah.
Not looking forward to it now.
yeah, you're fucked. Yeah. I don't know.
No, I mean, like it's like I said, they're still fun, especially like if they can like, I know with my daughter, like
if he
just
passes
like
out in it, I don't give a shit because I kind of want to see the movie too. So like that'd be dope.
I'm kind of
like
annoyed.
I'm
pretty sure they had to replace some of the voice actors in it. I'm kind of like,
really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like Mindy Kaling doesn't come back because they didn't want to like pay her like her salary that she commands now.
Or how they saw command. It's like, well, yeah, we saw your Velma. Hell no.
Oof,
well, she's just she created Velma. She's just coming to voice act in this.
Actually,
no, I wouldn't want that.
I don't think she did create Velma.
Really?
I think it was actually someone else.
I thought she did too. I thought she was like one of the people, like a producer.
No, I think the thing I think she's just a producer, but because she's such a big name and she has made stuff before, they use her as like from Mindy Kaling comes Velma. But I think
the side character from fucking The Office, you guys remember? Yeah.
But she has a big enough name that I think that they used that. I don't think she actually did create it, or if anything, she's credited now as a creator.
She was.
But
It says developed by Charlie Grandy and Mindy Kaling, so she was the secondary creator.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm saying. I think they're just using her name. Oh shit. I think they're just using her name, saying she's like part of the creation of it, but she didn't actually create the game or the show. Like she didn't actually do anything for it. I think oh yeah, she
Her
helped.
HBO like Sex Lives of College Girls is actually pretty decent. So then, well, that one she did create. So and then same with Never Have I Ever on Netflix was really good. So she's got some decent stuff.
I don't know. I think that's gonna have to do.
Which one was Mindy? Who was she? She was Disgust?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's somebody else. Lisa Lafira.
Who?
Some other girl. But again, maybe because conflict issues, maybe with her fucking other movies or something, maybe. I don't know.
But okay, let's go ahead and end this podcast. We've gone over 2 hours now, and
Oh, yeah. And Bill Hader got replaced too. That sucks.
Oh, what Bill Hader? What the... Oh yeah, Tony. What the fuck?
I would assume most.
Anyways,
people
yeah, go ahead and end it.
would.
Maya
All right.
Hawke's gonna be in it? Damn, dude. You girl from fucking Stranger Things?
Interesting.
Yeah, I guess they
Alright.
both wanted more money.
That's probably it.
Liberty
All right then.
is
So
victorious.
this has been Gaming Chamber. What is it? Episode 9 again? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's been a productive show. But yeah, let's go ahead and end this. And what the fuck, dude? Yeah, I'll go ahead. Why can't I press
Don't
the right
hug me.
button?
Don't you do it, don't you?
I've been 2BCKU, aka Everett. And with me, as always, was Devin and JJ. Guys, go ahead and say bye.
See you, nerds.
Bye.
And hopefully we'll be back for another episode. Keep the streak going.
Oh,
Get that
we'll be back.
kill-tacular.
We'll be back.
Yeah. Until then, we'll catch you later.